Elin is a sandbox roguelike RPG for no-life degenerates, which is why I decided everyone on YouTube might like this review. Elin is the follow-up to the legendary Elona, which is like a Kevlar vagina, impenetrable. Fortunately, if you pass the first test of even knowing what Elona is, but fail the second test of actually being able to play it, then you'll be glad to know that Elin's onboarding process is as easy as getting into a war with literally anyone in the Middle East. It just released on early access, and it feels like a full-time job just keeping up with the daily patch notes. Already in its current state, I feel like you could easily drop 1,000 hours into it. My too long did not watch review for this game is, it's an addictively big grindy life sim that is a sufficient replacement for achieving anything in real life, and it might even make it as my game of the year. The only goal that hangs over your head is getting a good meal and paying your taxes each month by any means necessary, which is a depressingly succinct way to boil down life. You can do some wild shit in this game, but I tend to play simulation games as a straight shooter, so the only clickbait worthy thing I've managed to do so far is prostitute myself accidentally in the village square for enough money to buy 1/3 of a beer, and they liked me less afterwards, so at least the game is realistic in that regard. If you're as scared of commitment as my ex, you can eschew all the deep town building and instead make a living playing the game as a straight roguelike, ruining everyone's life including mine. Time blasts by in the overworld and you need to have meals prepped. Otherwise, there's a decent deep town building experience here. Recruitable NPCs with their own job specialties and hobbies can work your land and keep the place ticking. Or if Stardew isn't your thing, you can turn the place into a brothel. Or you can turn the game into Moonlighter and start a store selling your products and loot. Or if you want to truly debase yourself, you can become a musician. This is a truly brutal career path because bad musicians will get beaten or even vomited on if they suck. But as one review on Steam pointed out, the silver lining is that vomit is edible, so at least you always have a steady supply of food. But that's barely fingering the surface of what this game has to offer. NPCs will deliver story quests to show you the ropes. Additional flavour is sometimes delivered between sleeps. This offers you a brief window into the problems of the empire you inhabit. It gives you a sense that stuff is happening even if you only have a dull suspicion that it's supposed to make sense. Since it's random, NPCs sometimes make heartfelt pleas for turds and other garbage. Overall, the game has a fun tone to it, even besides all this random stuff that can happen to you. Which is good because just like all other Japanese fantasy, it can't pick a fucking lane. I'll be running around in plate armor while at home I have chili bins and FedEx boxes full of random computer components. Classes vary from standard basic bitch options towards more unorthodox classes like farmer, pianist, or tourist. There are even weird races, including being a snail, and salt is your enemy, which is all I need to say about that one. I haven't written this down, but I mean, everything you do improves your character, so you can be building desks and things like that, and you'll be getting stronger, as well as leveling up your crafting. It's kind of nice that you can be just a homebody that potters around town and just gets better at stuff.
Because you're a homebody and you pot around the house and you don't get better at shit.
Yeah, I like to imagine that just sitting around at home makes me really good at fighting, and I think most guys can relate to that. This game feels like what Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode should have felt like, and someone's gonna get mad that I don't make comparisons to Caves of Cud at this point, so here's my olive branch. Fuck you! As I said at the top of the video, this game could very easily become a very late entry as my game of the year. It has an addictive, plodding loop of character growth and discovery. I put off making this review for weeks because, I mean, how much time do you have to put into a sandbox game like this before you properly even understand it? It's like reviewing a length of string. Ambiguously long, 5 stars.